Starburst, Amos.
What's going on, folks out there? I'm Amos Morale III, joined by NOLA.com, the Times-Picayune Baton Rouge reporter Jerit Roser, and we are here at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome, which is the site of the Allstate Sugar Bowl, LHSAA Prep Classic, presented by NOLA.com, the Times-Picayune, and today we're going to be breaking down the Division 4 matchup. Jerit, who are we going to be watching on Friday?
The 5th-seeded Southern Lab Kittens from Baton Rouge and the 6th-seeded Ouachita Christian Eagles from Monroe end up meeting in the state championship, obviously pulling a couple upsets along the way to get here.
All right, now, Jerit, tell me a little bit about these teams. Ouachita Christian is a school that's played in this building a lot the last few years. Southern Lab, not so much. Tell me a little bit about them.
Yeah, that's kind of a dynamic I'm interested to see how it pans out because they kick off this whole thing at 10 a.m., and I think Ouachita Christian, having played some kind of early afternoon games here in past years, they were runners-up in 2010 in 1A, and then in 11 and 12 came back and won state championships. I think they might be a little bit more ready for the stage. I don't know how much of an impact that has on Southern Lab starting off. They've had the ability to start off fast in a lot of the games they've won in the second half of the season. Both teams had to overcome some things early. Southern Lab, a crazy schedule that had a bunch of losses against them before they got to district play, but they knew that they were just kind of getting ready for that playoff run. Ouachita Christian had a bunch of injuries early and had a couple more losses than they had in some of those recent years where they made the deep playoff runs, but they got hot at the right time and have liked the way that they've looked of late.
All right, now who are some names we're going to be hearing when these guys reach the end zone? What are the announcers going to be saying?
Bladrick Veal, the quarterback for Southern Lab, is a guy you had a chance to see in the semifinals. He's a guy a lot of folks around the state know what he's been able to do. He's a junior this year and started most of last season. He's got a couple running backs. I told you to watch out for Profit, and then Derek Pate, Spider, ends up coming up big in the semifinals against Madison Prep. Those are some of the guys on offense, and there's receivers everywhere. Southern Lab's got a big physical offensive line and defensive line. Javon Ferguson, the transfer from Catholic of Baton Rouge, has been big for that defense. Really, Southern Lab's got playmakers all over. They, coming into the year, were looked at as maybe the most talented team in this playoff bracket. Ouachita Christian has guys, too. John Randall Bennett won the quarterback position. Chance Clowers ends up going to play wide receiver and has started there and done a nice job. Jake Slaughter's a guy that's played everywhere. He's played some defensive end, some linebacker, I think some safety, and playing maybe a little bit outside on defense as well. He's returning punts. He's catching passes. He's running the ball. He's got 29 touchdowns so far this season. And Coach Fitzhugh said he's right up there with a Mark Laird or a Braden Bristow among some of the more talented playmakers that they've had in recent years. So it's going to be a fun one. I think it's going to be pretty competitive.
All right, and lastly, got to get your prediction for this one. What do you see happening?
Yeah, I think a lot of it's going to come down to how it starts, and then obviously everyone always says who's going to be able to minimize mistakes, capitalize on mistakes, and stuff of that nature. But I don't think that this stage is going to phase Southern Lab, who hasn't been here in years, as much as it might another team. I think that they might be kind of ready for it, and they've been practicing in the mornings this week to try and get ready for that dynamic I mentioned earlier. So I'm kind of giving them the edge in a close one. I don't remember what the score I picked for it specifically was, but probably a one-score game, and I'll go Southern Lab, but I think it's kind of a toss-up.
All right. Well, folks, thank you for checking us out, and that's about all the time we'll take from you today, and we will see you Friday.